Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good trip. I want to throw a thanks out to Rick for allowing me to talk about something I'm really passionate about, and a big thanks out to Deanna England, who always gives me enough rump to go bungee jumping with. So you guys just went through with Christian and Sarah a lot about the design thinking kind of methodology that was facilitated and founded by IDEO's founder, David Kelly. And as you went through that, you got to do the marshmallow game and hopefully play a bit of application with using Concur. And with that, you can really understand where the importance of empathy comes in. You know, really understanding as a user or a person who's involved maybe even a little deeper to it, how what you really want to have as a user is so important versus seeing it from the developer side. What's cool about this tool is as you went through it, you got to go through and really take in the whole methodology of applying the research and studying and seeing how the user may have those pain points. And from there, it's not reinventing the wheel. It's really just building on and improving upon those things that you're able to do to develop something that really is what you want to have in the end run. So the process you went through was a lot of understanding really what are we dealing with, what do we really want to have, what do we want to have happen, how do we want it to have happen. And by using the tools that you got to try it from different experiences, like from a bus or an office or day-to-day use. And your little simulation tools helped you with that, right? And then you went through and you could observe one another, because we all have that experience with it, eventually to come up and prototype and develop something that you would want to have. Now, we didn't get a physical product out of that, but you came up probably with a very good what we would like to have, which is really cool in and of itself. From that, you would then go into the implementation phase, and that's the actual building and development. But what we're going to talk about a little bit more here in a second is that prototyping piece, that iterative cycle of how you went through the process of build and build and build and look and build and build and build and reflect and build and get feedback, and you just keep driving forward. So since you guys got to play with some cool toys while I wasn't there and I get a little jealous, I figured I'd do the next part in comic book format. So follow along with me, and this will talk a little bit about what happened and what we did using design thinking, rapid prototyping, Scrum, and crowdsourcing. And we took on the onboarding app. Now with this, it started out with Deanna and I having a phone call. And conveniently, I was very available because I happened to break both of my feet. So we went through and talked about it and brainstormed it, and she said, hey, Dave, if you want to give this a shot, go ahead. So what we did next was we went through and we started reaching out to people, both internally and externally, to see would they be interested in donating some time to actually developing and applying the principles of design thinking to develop an onboarding app. With that, we created some YouTube videos to send out and kind of fire people up and give them good information in many different formats. So instead of just getting phone calls and emails, you were able to go and take a look at the link and feel the passion that was there behind it. So with that, UNCC, which is one of our local universities, had several students who were very interested in being involved with this product. And so they came and helped us out, along with some internal people who I can't thank enough for donating their time to help us develop this product. Additionally, we also had some people who I would say are kind of like falling on the sponsorship line, so some upper management and some leadership who were also willing to, reflect on this and donate their time to the product. We pulled everybody together, and what ended up happening is we had two teams that ended up working on two kind of separate visions of the onboarding process and the development of the app. And we had them go through several iterative cycles to kind of build what they would like to see, what would be the ultimate onboarding tool, right? And with that, we would assign a time box, and we would say, okay, you have an hour to do this. And after each iterative cycle, we would give them feedback. And it was usually one-way feedback from the user standpoint or from the product owner standpoint of, we like this, but how about this? Or have you thought of this? And they would just keep building on those and working and fixing through each cycle as they went. And they went through some verbal prototyping, then they went through some whiteboard prototyping or paper prototyping, and eventually they came down with a Prezi or PowerPoint prototype. And with that, we then came down and we did a feedback with our sponsors. So we had two presentations, and our sponsors and steering committee and product owner were there, and they gave direct feedback, and everybody was really fired up about it. It was great. So now we're over here in this process. We're in the question mark phase. Rick has been helping us really drive this and work to see how we're going to turn the what we came up with over here into the how we're actually going to do it in a physical product. So stay tuned for that. It's coming, I promise. So with this, you have to understand that it's not just design thinking that you're talking about right now. It's not just that one tool that you have. There's actually lots of tools that are there, but we have a tendency to stick them in their own box and not merge them or meld them together into one big bag of awesomeness. You have tools like CVS and Six Sigma and problem solving that help you really think outside the box. What do you want to develop? How are you going to go after it? How can we improve it as we go? You have project management tools like Scrum, like Agile, traditional project management, even action lists. All those different things tie into these tools. Rapid prototyping, iterative design. With each one of these things, you're able to build on each thing that you do. So don't just think that I have this design thinking tool and it's just one more box on my shelf or one more thing I have to go through. Try to think of it as when you go and address problems or look at projects or other things you have to do is just a pretty awesome and interactive way to really develop something really cool, to brainstorm ideas, and then to help you actually produce a product at the end. I hope you guys have a great trip and a safe trip home. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. It was good talking to you.